This is Friday, July the 25th. I'm standing in a little gap at over 7,000 feet in the Trinity Alps in Northern California. This will be one of the last times above 7,000 feet. And what beautiful rugged terrain. If you look closely here between the pine trees, you can see the trail side slabbing its way around and up and on over. Between these two pine trees center, you can see the trail again on the far mountain as it swings around. The fires from Etna have created a total shroud cloaking the entire area in darkness. Sunrise was a little after 6 this morning. However, the sun was unable to burn a hole through this shroud until almost an hour ago. Tundra-like, beautiful terrain. One of the last of these features along the Pacific Crest Trail. This is Tuesday, August the 5th. I'm in southern Oregon, standing in Devil's Peak Saddle at 7,300 feet. Off in the distance and to the south, and the smoke is finally gone, you can see Mount Shasta. And in the near distance is Mount McLaughlin. And I'll swing on around here. This is Devil's Peak. And now looking to the north. And I'll soon be entering the southern extremes of the mountains here. And I'll soon be at Crater Lake. This is Thursday, August the 7th. I'm standing on the rim of Crater Lake. It's early in the morning, and I have this place almost totally to myself. This is one of the most incredible works of nature and nature's God, probably anywhere in the world. The silent, awe-inspiring sensation that's evoked when you stand on the rim and look down into Crater Lake and across Wizard Island. It's indescribable. You would have to be here and witness this and see it for yourself to understand. Crater Lake is the deepest freshwater lake in the United States and the 7th deepest in the world. Its great depth and purity contribute to the lake's remarkable color, often a vivid blue when weather conditions are favorable. No streams enter or leave Crater Lake. Snow and rain falling into the caldera replenish water lost by seepage and evaporation. Since the yearly gain roughly equals the loss, the water remains fairly constant. I'm standing about 1,000 feet above the lake surface. And I'm going to pan on around. Little weather this morning. I heard some thunder as I was climbing from the trail below. I've done the 1,000-foot ascent, and I was hoping it was thunder and not a fresh eruption, beginning of eruption of Mount Mazuma. The top of this mountain collapsed during the last eruption over 11,000 years ago. And Wizard Island, ahead of us here, and I'll zoom down to it, is a cinder cone, the remains of that last eruption. An absolutely remarkable, breathtaking, spectacular place. Mount Mazama. Imagine the impressive snow-capped mountain that once stood here. Successive volcanic eruptions over many thousands of years had built a cone that rose perhaps a mile above the present lake level. Like Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens, it was one of the major volcanoes of the Cascade Range and one of the most explosive, Mount Mazama. About 7,700 years ago, a series of violent eruptions transformed the mountain. The volcano ejected large volumes of rock and ash high into the air. Then great avalanches of hot, gas-charged rocks spilled down the slopes. Finally, the remaining upper portions of the volcano collapsed, creating the 6-mile caldera that now holds Crater Lake. Crater Lake. This is the old lodge at Crater Lake, and this dwelling that you see directly ahead. When I was speaking to Ranger Clark yesterday, a new dear friend, one of the rangers here at Crater, who's hiked the Appalachian Trail, tells me in the winter that is entirely covered with snow. They try to keep the place open all year, but the roads sometimes, and especially the area where you can park here, they can't keep cleared. I'm going to pan around so that you can see the walkway and the parking area. An incredibly popular place. When Gordon and I were up here yesterday, there wasn't a parking space available. And along this wall, the overlook, looking down and across Crater Lake, there was hardly a place to squeeze between the shoulders of the people standing and gaping in awe. Folks, I couldn't film enough of this place. I just don't believe I could film enough of this place to ever show you and give you any inkling, any idea of the impact, the visual impact, the spiritual impact, the natural wonder that is Crater Lake.